Welcome back to the channel, and now the answer to a burning curry question.
Right. Yeah. Last time on Wizard in the Wild. Ooh, that dinner was absolutely delicious.
Very hot.
It's making me sweat a bit. It's really nice. My question to you is, do you think we managed to finish the pot off? I commented that I thought the pot had at least enough for 4 people, and we both really liked it. If you want to put in the comments what your vote is. Did we finish it? Yes. Didn't we finish it? No. No, we didn't eat it all. There's still quite a lot left. It was absolutely delicious, but I'm stuffed.
So this is what we wake up to this morning. I'm usually the one who makes the tea. That's the disadvantage of being the one on the outside of the bed you have to climb over to. It's the choice of, does Graham climb over me or do I make the tea when I'm half asleep?
So how come it was me that got up for Maya at about middle of nothing?
It was actually about 4:30.
Was it?
Yes. Maya decided she wanted the toilet, didn't she?
Mm.
That was fun, wasn't it? Having to get dressed in the middle of the night. It was quite cold actually, wasn't it?
Sky was amazing though.
Yeah, I did have a little peep. You said there were so many stars out there you couldn't work out what was what.
Yeah, I'm not used to seeing that many. I couldn't get my orientation.
Ew, orientation. That's a long word for someone who's so sleepy. And of course, the little mutts. There's the troublemaker who decided she needed to do something at some ungodly hour. And there's the other one. There's Luna. And Luna crept onto the bed about 7 o'clock this morning. We have actually been really lazy because we had quite a disturbed night. It's quite late. I think it's gone 8 o'clock, which for us to lay in Merlin's quite unusual at 8 o'clock. And this is me up the other end of the van, about to do my headspace. I love headspace. It's a 5-minute meditation that I do every morning. And as we've got 4G here, I can do it. So that's what I'm about to do, and then I have my nice cup of tea waiting for me.
If you're wondering where we stayed last night, this is the spot that we chose to park up. You can't always have the fantastic park ups, but this was okay. Didn't get a bad night's sleep. It's quite near a main road, but it's off the road. So that's the main thing. The traffic did die down a lot after sunset last night. And it comes complete with its own red kites.
Time to make the beds.
Just a bit easier if I stand out here and do it, isn't it?
It is. And if people wonder...
Not so good if it's wet though.
No, we have to scramble over the bed then, don't we? But if people wonder why 2 single duvets, it's because of Maya. Most things in our life are to do with dogs. Because she sleeps in the dip in the middle, and we found with the double duvet, which we had to begin with, she would take that and then we both get cold because there wasn't enough for us, because she would push it down in the middle between us, wouldn't she?
Yeah.
So having a single one each,
Take it down to the bottom.
We get to stay warm, don't we?
Yeah, it's much better, isn't it?
It is. She has her little set place where she likes to sleep, which is between us. You're like a furry bolster, aren't you? I know you can't wait to get on here, but I'll put you on in a minute. Let's do this first. This is her favourite place in the van, I think, on our bed. Mind you, I think it's my favourite place in the van as well. Right, now this is the towel you're supposed to sit on, but you don't, do you, dog? Come here then, come here. And relax.
Hello.
Is that to Madam's liking? Oh, and another thing.
This is your towel.
Yeah, that's your towel. Another thing. Starts off like this. By the end of the day, she'll have done it all up and twisted it and satisfied. After a quick breakfast, we decide it is time to move on. We're a couple of miles outside of Rhayader, so we're going to go to the car park there and get rid of all our rubbish. You do get traffic jams in the centre of town, don't you? In Rhayader. Evans Place, fish and chips. I'm actually very excited about this because this car park, although we didn't stay here last night, we've actually got recycling, and I do like a bit of recycling, if I say so myself. And toilets, I should say, as well. They're very handy. You have to pay to park in the day. There are the toilets over there. You have to pay during the day, but we're literally stopping to drop off our rubbish recycling, and I might go for a cheeky pee. I know, too much information. We've just left Rhayader and we're now heading to Elm Valley Visitor Centre because we're going to hopefully park up there and go for a walk to the Nant Y Gro Dam and see what we can actually see of it, because I don't think there's very much left. And this will do nicely. And we're off. Our walk begins by walking alongside the River Elan. This involves crossing the river on a rather long bridge, and we can then climb up some steps, which you'll see shortly, and go alongside the reservoir. So if you've been following us, you'll know that Maya absolutely does not like bridges. Here she's trying to escape, bless her, she wants to go back, but we have to encourage her. We try so hard not to sort of give in to it, because she never used to be frightened of bridges. Just one day she seemed to wake up and be scared of them. And she's being so brave, so brave. She's being such a good girl. Come on, Maya, you can do it. You can do it. You've just got to get to the end. Nearly. Keep going, keep going. Will she do it? Will she do it? Yeah, well done, Maya.
We did this walk about 5 years ago, 6 years ago, when we were here in our old motorhome. At the time, I think Ellie was using crutches or a crutch. I know she struggled a bit getting to this Nant Y Gro Dam. I seem to remember at the time she had just recovered from her transplant. She seems to be doing a lot better this time.
I really don't think I've ever seen the heathers looking so beautiful. They're absolutely glorious. I'm really glad those stairs are behind us.
Yeah, come on dogs.
They were narrow, weren't they?
Yeah, they
They
were.
were so narrow.
Oh, you have to take a little break, I think.
Good to catch your breath. You know what the bad news is? We're going to have to do all of that in reverse. And we're not even where we're going yet. It's a good temperature for walking though, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it's brilliant.
It's cloudy and a bit windy. Well, very windy. Wild blueberries, or as Graham calls them, hurtleberries. Teeny tiny.
We remember this old oak tree from last time we were here. Ellie's going to give it a hug. I think she did that last time.
My favourite tree!
Daft as a bat.
Isn't it, girls? It's my favourite tree!
The Nant Y Gro dam was originally built to supply water to the workmen who were building the main dams, the Victorians who were building it, and this was their water supply. So it turned out that after the dams were completed, the Nant Y Gro dam was in fact redundant, but still in place. I'm sure most of you, and YouTube statistics tell me that most people who watch my videos are my age, so most of you will know who Wallis was. For the younger people, he was the guy who designed the bombs and how they were to be dropped for the dam busters' raids on the German dams during the Second World War. Now, Wallis had a number of challenges before him regarding how to blow the dams up, and not least was to find a dam to test his theories on. This is where the Nant Y Gro dam comes into being. Now, to be clear, at this point there were no Lancaster bombers involved in this part of the testing. There was no bouncing bomb involved, but what he did do was to test explosives on a dam. What was absolutely crucial to the whole thing working was that the explosives had to do their job and explode when they were still in contact with the dam itself. If there was water between the dam and the explosives, the effect would be minimised. So although the Nant Y Gro dam was in fact about a fifth of the size of the dams that were going to be blown up in the raids on Germany, he was still able to design how much explosives would be needed and to calculate that type of thing. The whole middle portion of this dam has gone, so you can see just the two sides that are left and the very middle lower bit. The raids on the dam involved 19 Lancaster bombers from 617 Squadron. The Lancasters had to fly at about 100 foot above the water to drop the bombs, which bounced towards the dam. Two of the targeted dams were totally destroyed and a further one was badly damaged. The total damage was immense. 12 war factories were destroyed and many more were damaged. It's fascinating to see the remains of this dam, and if you're ever in the area, I strongly recommend you go and have a look at it. The only thing I regret is not being able to put the drone up. It was very windy on this particular day.
Graham thinks he's found a nice place for us to sit for a minute. So that's what we will do. We will sit. You can't beat a bit of whistle wetting. Can you, Luna? You wet your whistle? Maya, do you want to drink?
Awesome. Oh, we've stopped for a little snack.
Peanuts and water. The girls have had a snack. That didn't touch the sides, did it?
No.
And Luna's using me as a windbreak. You see? Not silly dog, because it's quite a cold wind today. She's keeping my back nice and warm. It does create quite a thirst when you go on long walks like this. Doesn't it, Maya? Is that nice? Wow, you must be thirsty.
It's a bit drafty, isn't it?
We're actually getting quite cold sat here, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're going to go in a minute. It's really windy. There's quite a cold wind. You've got goosebumps, great. really enjoyed that walk. And now we're nearly back to Merlin.
You may enter.
Yay!
You may enter.
Oh, too tired. Oh, I bet you need that water, Maya. They did have a drink while we were out. It suddenly turned quite warm.
After our lovely walk out to Nant Y Gro, we've got to try and find somewhere to camp for the night. Well, we're going to try this for the night. We think this might make a lovely wild camp. And boy, is it wild. There's only sheep for miles. Join us next time to find out where we are. Don't forget, if you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe.